Hello there, friends. It is Jimmy Maverick, and it is draft day for me. I got a big draft. This is my friend's draft. We've been playing in this league. I think this is like the 16th or 17th season we've been doing this. So it's a bunch of old friends and a couple of new people. But we are, this is something that has just kind of evolved over time. And we are going to use my app, My Perfect Fantasy Draft, to help pick players this evening. But I have to say that because this is my friend's league, at least 4 people in this league have downloaded my app and are using it tonight. So I'm probably going to be thwarted on several key picks, I'm guessing, but we're going to do what we can do, build the best team possible that we can build, and win this league. That's the big goal, right? We want to win. So this is a 12-team league, and you can see we can enter the live draft now. And I do not know what my draft position is. That is randomly determined, and it is revealed at the time of the draft. So this is like a little bit like Christmas for me, man. I'm really kind of excited, and let's see where I am. And I am picking 7th, right in the middle of the pack. So I do have a good opportunity to get myself someone key like Saquon Barkley, Alvin Kamara. I'm very happy with that positioning. So that's very good. I'm feeling good about that. I'm feeling good that I don't have to worry about whether or not I'm going to take Le'Veon Bell because that's going to be that's just a messy situation. I mean, here's the thing. I did draft Le'Veon Bell in my first draft, which I did a couple weeks ago. I would not draft Bell now because if you draft Bell, you also have to draft Connor, right? And so that means you're going to have to spend a draft pick on his backup because chances are Bell's not going to play this weekend. And who knows that someone's not going to beat you to Connor and take him before you're ready to take him, right? Normally you'd spend a last round pick on someone like that, but that's what's happening with this. So we've got the 7th position. So this is very good. I'm very happy. If I can get Saquon, I'll be psyched. Although I see here that the Santa Fe Giants is before me, I'm guessing they're going to take Saquon. Those guys, he is always taking Giants players. So let's go, and we're going to use my app. So this is my app. It's at my website, ffmaverick.com. You can log in, check it out. If you like it, I encourage you to subscribe. You can get access to a restricted version of the app for free, but if you subscribe, you get full access to all the features of the app, and that's what we're going to use today. So the first thing we have to do is we have to set up our league point schedule, and my league actually has a custom point schedule. So I'm just going to take a look at it. It's this one called Tailgate Therapy. So I'm going to open it up and just make sure everything's correct. Now, one of the things that you can see here is it's quarterback value is severely restricted. Only 1 point for every 35 pass yards, only 3 points for touchdowns. So it's very punitive towards quarterbacks. So we don't need to spend an early pick on a quarterback unless I want to go with someone like Wilson or Newton or one of those guys. But we got our rushing yards, receiving yards. It's kind of a standard points league. But this league is a point per first down league. Now, unfortunately, I do not have the first down ability to put in here, so that's kind of a bummer. I just wasn't able to get around to it this year with all the other changes I made to the app, so I had to pick and choose. But we're going to go as if this is a standard points league. Okay, that's how we're going to draft. And this league also gives points for return yards, so that's another thing. It makes those guys that return punts and return kickoffs more valuable. All right, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to save and apply that league, and it's going to bring up our list. And so we are going to then enter draft mode. So we're going to break this list down for every pick in our draft. And so the size of the league, it is a 12-team league. Our draft position is 7, so let's go ahead and we'll enter draft mode. And so you can see here it has brought up all these tabs. This represents each round of the draft. And if we look at the first round of the draft, the number one player that just a quick explanation. When it's broken down, what you're seeing here is all the players that are available between my first pick and my second pick, all right? But instead of being sorted by their draft position, they're sorted by their value. So the most valuable players are at the top of the list. Now, David Johnson, I actually think I might have a legitimate shot to get. We'll see. Alvin Kamara, also there. I'm pretty sure I'll be able to get one of these guys. Saquon Barkley's right here. But look at this. You can see like a player like Dalvin Cook, very valuable in this league. Now, I'm not going to take Dalvin Cook. I have issues with his reliability. I also think that his backup, Latavius Murray, is going to be vulturing a lot of work from him this year. So I don't see him as quite the RB1 that he's being made out to be. But we do have a couple of good choices, right? Johnson, Kamara, Barkley, one of those guys should make it to us. Now, if for some reason those guys are all gone, Leonard Fournette would be an excellent, amazing choice with our first pick. It's a little early to take him, but you can see his value is legit, right? He is, and you know, again, we are looking at a non-PPR league, right? And when it comes to point per first down, boy, someone like Leonard Fournette is going to be awesome at getting first downs. So should those three guys be gone, we will, we'll consider Fournette. But the columns that we look at, of course, the value column is the first one. The outlook column, this is a calculated rating. It's based off of positive and negative criteria for the player, and it's a calculated rate. So if we want to see, okay, why does Dalvin Cook only have 4 stars? Well, let's open it up and we'll take a look. Okay, the positive criteria for Dalvin Cook is he is undervalued. He is a RB 1-2 rush volume. He's an elite RB pass catcher, and he has upside. So he is significant, a lot of positives. But on the negative side, sophomore slump, same coach with a new offensive coordinator, low reliability, low and unknown consistency, and playing with a new QB. So there's a lot of things working against Dalvin Cook. That's why I'm not real thrilled on taking him, even though his value is significant in this kind of a league. But let's see, you can also see Melvin Gordon down here. And of course, because this is standard points, we are going to see more running backs at the top of the list. Our highest rated wide receiver would be someone like Julio Jones. You can see his value is only 12th in this league just because of the way it's set up. So he is way down the list. And the way I've seen drafts going this year, take a running back first. Do not take a wide receiver first and then hope you can come back and get yourself an elite running back in the second round, because you will not. They'll be gone. Even if you're like picking 10th or 11th in a 12-team league, you'd be amazed. By the time you come back, best running back that will be available, probably Christian McCaffrey, but probably more likely it's going to be someone like Devontae Freeman, right? You don't want that guy as your RB1. I love him as an RB2. I hate him as an RB1. So definitely take your running back first this year, all right? But let's see here. We can look around all of these. So that looks pretty good. So now what we want to do is I'm going to apply some player filters to remove certain types of players from the list that I don't want to deal with. I don't want to see them on my list. I want to just filter them off. So my first one is injured players. Any player dealing with an injury issue, I just don't even want to see them. I'm going to apply it to the whole list. You can say I can apply it to just a portion of the ADP. You know what? I think I'm just going to apply it to the first 10 rounds. I'll take the first 120 ADP. I'll only apply the injury issue to that. I also, let's see here, I also don't want to take a running back that's too old. So I'm going to filter out any running back over the age of 28. All right, and I'm going to apply that to the whole list. And also, I am an ageist. One of the reasons I love fantasy football so much is it allows me to call some guy who's 29 years old as an old man because that just makes me laugh. And so we're going to go ahead and we will look at wide receiver age. My cutoff for wide receivers is over age 30. So, I'm taking out a lot of big names Jordy Nelson and Larry Fitzgerald and guys like that. And Larry Fitzgerald, he's still great, but what if this is the year that he breaks down? What if this is the year that he finally can't produce like he has been able to produce so far? He's like 34, I think, 35, something like that. I just don't want to take the risk, right? Let's see here. Are there any other filters I want to engage? I'm going to filter for overvalued running backs and wide receivers as well. So if their value minus their ADP is greater than, I'm just going to say, if it's greater than 20, I'm gonna eliminate them off the list. And you'd be surprised at how often there are overvalued players that you need to in each round of the draft. I mean, I just eliminated him. Hold on. But you can see here, this is the first round of the draft. Who's the worst player to get in this round? Keenan Allen. Why? Because his value is 33rd. You don't want to take a guy whose value is 33rd with your first pick. That's insane. You need to get these guys off your list. So I'm going to take off all the wide receivers and all the running backs where the value minus their expected draft position is more than 20 spots. All right. So this guy, Keenan Allen's still on there, but you'll see there's some other players that have really bad value. Of course, you won't see him now because I took him off. And I think that's about it. Those I think I'm good with. I can take away. Let's see here. Oh, consistency. The consistency rating over here. I don't want anyone with a consistency rating of less than. You know what? I'm going to leave them in. I just need to see everybody who's there. But you can see here how you could just craft your list as to who are you going to see and who is not going to be available. Like I said, I'm just going to turn off that filter. And let's see here, a new coach. I like new coaches. New offensive coordinators, that's a bit of an issue. I find that teams, when they switch offensive coordinators, the players on the team don't do as well. I mean, look at like Atlanta from last year. Once Kyle Shanahan left, and the new offensive coordinator came in, all the production of all the players went down. So you want to just stay away from that. And so we still got 14 minutes. Okay, so let's see here, Outlook. You know what? Outlook, man. I'm going to take away anyone with a 1-star. You know what? I'm just going to leave them in. Like I said, I want to see as many players as possible, but I'm getting rid of, like I said, what I consider the highest risk players on the list. And you can see here that there's still tons of players available. But as we get into the list, you'll see that certain players aren't going to be appearing on my list because I don't even want to consider them. So that's how we're going to go. And what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just pause until the game starts, and we will follow it live, and let's see what kind of team I can get. All right, awesome, thanks. I just realized I didn't explain the rest of the columns that we need to look at. All right, so we talked about Outlook, right? But the other two columns we're going to look at is the consistency rating and the reliability ratings over here. Consistency is on a scale of 1 to 10. 10 is best. All right. I want players with at least a 5 rating. I will consider, 4, 5, 6 in that range, but if they have a rating of 3 or less, I'm really not going to consider them for the most part. Reliability, I want high reliability players. I will take medium reliability players. If like I said, Leonard Fournette, he's medium reliability, but I still like him, right? So I will consider him. I'm going to stay away from the low reliability players. All right. So those are kind of my filters. Overvalued, they're off the list. Outlook of 1 or 2 stars, they're kind of off my list. Consistency of less than 4, they're off my list, and reliability, low reliability is off my list. So those are the filters I'm going to use to just kind of go through and find the best player for each round of the draft. All right. So anyway, that's all. I just wanted to explain that. We'll be back when the draft starts. All right, we are live, and so we are just going to run this thing through till the end. So the roster we need to fill. So 1 quarterback, 2 wide receivers, 2 running backs, a tight end. Then we have 2 flex spots that can have a wide receiver, a running back, or a tight end, a kicker, a defense, and then 5 bench slots. All right. So that's where we're at. Gurley got taken first. Bell second. That's very daring of Meredith, considering he might not even be playing. Let's see who the Giants take. Are they going to take Saquon? Let's see what he does. He did take it. I called it. All right, so we are moving along here. Oh, it looks like the Rocky Mountain Expats came on. Kamara got taken by, who did he get taken by? Oh, the Swamp Rats. Okay. And so next we got the Expats. He took Antonio Brown. Awesome. Look at this. I said that David Johnson might be available. Now, David Johnson is the most valuable player we could get, right? So let's go ahead and very happily take David Johnson with our first pick. Now, I am tracking. I got a couple of things. I'm just keeping a few notes, and I'm tracking, first of all, who the guys right before me and right after me are taking. So you can see DeAndre Hopkins. So both the guys around me took wide receivers with their first pick. I think that's a mistake. Then I'm also tracking how many QBs have come off the board. Those are the things I'm keeping track of separately from the app. But let's jump to the next round. Let's see who's available. Let's see who comes up with the highest value rank. So we've got Dalvin Cook at the top of the next round. But again, I just don't want to take a low reliability guy. But look, Devonta Freeman is coming in with the next highest value. Now, I do kind of like the idea of taking a wide receiver with my second pick and then going back to running backs in the third and fourth round. So if we look at who's the most valuable wide receiver, Devontae Adams, who I love. This guy, he's fair value, right? 5-star outlook, 9 out of 10 consistency, and high reliability. I think I definitely got to take him with my as my first wide receiver, despite the fact that there are very good running backs here. Devonta Freeman, Christian McCaffrey, Jordan Howard, who I very much like. But I am, like I said, if we look at the third round running backs, we're going to have stuff like Joe Mixon, Kenyon Drake, Jay Ajayi, Alex Hunt. Boy, you know what? That's not great. Who are the wide receivers in the third round that I'll be looking at? Juju Smith-Schuster. Geez. All right. So let's go, and I still think we need to take a wide receiver. So we'll take Devontae Adams with our second pick. There he is right there. And so Big Green is going to take someone. Who are they going to pick with their second pick? And come on, Big Green, make your decision. Oh, you can see Dalvin Cook came off the board. That's fine. He took Devonta Freeman. Okay, great. So Devontae Adams is available. Let's go ahead and take him. And then let's see who the Rocky Mountain Expats take. They took Kels, so they took a tight end. All right, so they're not going to be taking any more tight ends this game. So this is progressing pretty much as expected. It always does early on. Now, if we look at our next round, the highest value player is Joe Mixon. I do kind of like the idea of taking that. He offers the best value, 4-star outlook, 6 out of 10 consistency, medium reliability. You can see here Kenyon Drake is also right up here, and you know he has a nice outlook, but his consistency is just terrible. And when they have a low consistency number like that, it means you can't trust him from week to week, right? Jay Ajayi, he's in a shared, backfield there. Boy, if we want to take a quarterback, gosh, Cam Newton's already coming off the board. Tom Brady's already coming off the board this next round. I think Joe Mixon, or if I wanted to reach, we go for Royce, who I very much like his value. So I think if I took Royce with my third pick, it would be a reach, but I'm comfortable with the idea of that because I think he's going to have a great year. And he does have actually better value than Joe Mixon. Look, you see Royce Freeman has a value of 21, and Joe Mixon has a value of 26. So I'm going to take the higher value player this round. And look, Aaron Rodgers already came off. So Aaron Rodgers, I'm going to mark off the first quarterback. And really, you can totally wait on a quarterback in this particular league because, again, you saw the discount that was given to passing yards. So it's just not worth it to spend an early pick on a guy like that who's all passing yards. You got to get a dual threat quarterback, someone that can generate points on the ground as well. So things are happening here. So let's find up Royce and get him queued up for our third pick. You see here, he's still ranked 52nd. I think that's just ridiculous. He has tremendous value in his position, and I don't want to miss out on him by waiting till the fourth round. So some might consider this, a mistake. I don't. I think he is going to be proved to be worth the pick, very much so. So let's see here. Who else is coming off? We got Tyreek Hill, Mike Evans. We'll see who the expats take with their third pick. And by the way, David Johnson, one of the things I liked about him also is it is a contract year for him. He saw what Todd Gurley got last year. You know he wants better than what Todd Gurley got. So I like him. I think he is the heart of that offense. And, last year it was just a freak broken wrist, right? Nothing's wrong with the running parts of him, right? So, he is good to go, and I think he's going to bounce back very, very strongly this year. In the same way that Gurley bounced back very strongly from the prior season when he was just dreadful, right? So, I'm glad I got him as my running back. So let's see who the expats take. He took Derrick Henry, so he took a running back. Now it's my pick, so I'm going to take Royce Freeman because I don't want to miss out on my Royce. And so that is a reach. Like I said, it's a risk, it's a reach, but I wasn't really thrilled with any of the other running back options. I mean, they were okay. They weren't great, and Derrick Henry was the other guy that got taken off, right? Wasn't that the one that got taken off? Ha ha ha, look at that, I got this. Damn it, Doom. I wanted him. Ha ha. Okay, so let's look at the fourth round. Let's get ourselves one more running back because, like I said, we really need a strong core running backs. Derrick Henry got taken. So I think Lamar Miller would be a great choice. He's a plotter, but man, he's the only guy back there. With Deshaun Watson, I think he's going to be better. Jay Ajayi, he's just in a crowded backfield, and I'm just not sure I want to take him. It is a contract year for him, though. But all these guys have really good ratings, but you see Lamar Miller, his consistency and his reliability are what I'm keying in on here. And he's basically our flex option, right? So we already got our RB1 and RB2. I think Lamar Miller would be a decent choice for our fourth pick. Let's see what wide receivers are available if maybe we want to go wide receiver on this round. Demaryius Thomas, no. Marvin Jones, not really. Allen Robinson, I'm not interested in at all. Chris Hogan does interest me, but I'm not sure if I want to take him. So let's jump back here and see what's going on. Oh, I didn't see who Big Green took on his last pick. Let's look at Big Green. Where is he? Where's Big Green? There he is. So he's got Hopkins, Devonta Freeman. Oh, he took Lamar Miller. Oh, that weasel. What a weasel. All right. So let's go back to the players. We're going to have to go with a plan B. Now, look, Joe Mixon's still sitting there. It's because people are reaching for all these players now. I made them all nervous. If I could get Joe Mixon in the fourth round, that would be freaking killer. I would love that. I doubt he makes it, but, we can still dream, right? You got Cam Newton, who I think would be tremendous value. You can see he's the second-rated value player in the league based on, points. Joe Mixon might make it to us, though. We'll see who Big Green takes. Big Green already has 2 RBs. Does he want another RB? Or is he going to go wide receiver? So let's see what happens. Big Green should take a wide receiver, though, I think. Oh, he is thinking. He took a wide receiver. Boom! I get Joe Mixon in the 4th freaking round. That is awesome. So we got 3 running backs now. We got David Johnson, Royce Freeman, and Joe Mixon, and we got Devontae Adams as our wide receiver. So looking really good. Someone took Cam. I think that's the 3rd quarterback off the board. Let's make sure because I want to keep track of that. Let's look at show drafted. Yes, 3 quarterbacks have come off the board. So, 4. All right. So, So we're still doing fine. What I'm going to do is once the 11th quarterback comes off the board, I'm going to take a quarterback with my next pick and just take like the best available, who I like the most. So we'll see what happens with that. So let's go back and look at the entire list and see what it looks like. So let's go to the 5th round. Let's take a look at the 5th round. All right. So we have it filtered for wide receivers. It would make sense to take a wide receiver here. Now Marvin Jones is my wide receiver 2. I like that as a 5th round pick. All right, so he doesn't have great consistency, but high reliability, 4-star outlook, good value. Let's look at tight ends, because tight ends are going to be coming off. Greg Olsen is there, and even though Greg Olsen doesn't have a good score and consistency and reliability, this is Cam Newton's #1 target, right? And I like his value. Most tight ends just have terrible, terrible value. Like, look at Trey Burton. Look at his value. It sucks. It's just awful. I would never take him. But I think we should target Greg Olsen on the next pick. But let's see who else is available. So Marvin Jones. Oh, Mark Ingram. We could go another running back. That would be something else. If Mark Ingram's available, I think I might have to take him. But otherwise, let's see what happens. So who did? So Giants. Oh, that was the Giants. Okay, so who did the Rocky Mountain expats take? I got distracted. So after I took Joe Mixon, this was the expats took a quarterback. All right, so they've taken a quarterback, a running back, a wide receiver, and a tight end. The big green on the other side of me, they took 2 running backs and 2 wide receivers. So let's go ahead. I'm going to get Olsen up on my radar here, and let's also get Ingram up on my radar. So we'll put both of those guys up on my radar. And by the way, he is not injured. That's a suspension notice. So, I would not, that is not any reason to not consider him. All right. So there is a difference there. He is not injured. He's perfectly fine. He's going to come in October. He's going to kill it. So, to get him as my 4th running back, I think would be outstanding. I just love the idea of that. It's just making me giddy. So let's see what's happening on the picks down here. I haven't been paying attention here. So we got Tom Brady, Jay Ajayi, LaShawn McCoy. Oh, that's a mess. The Mike's taking a real chance there on LaShawn. Ooh. All right, so obviously people are pondering. Chris Hogan came off. Again, I very much like Chris Hogan this year. I think he's a good choice. But look at these guys, Doug Baldwin, Josh Gordon. I wouldn't ever take those guys, man. They are Baldwin said his knees are not good. He does not have good knees right now. That's not a good situation to be in. Josh Gordon, the guy can't get his life straight, and he's coming in. He's gotten very limited practice with the new quarterbacks, and Tyrod Taylor, just isn't a deep ball thrower. He's not going to utilize Josh Gordon. So I just hate his. Yeah, is Ajayi still on the board? I don't even think he's still on there. All right, so this is going along pretty good. I very much like my team right now. It's just kick ass. So we'll have to see what happens. Oh, another quarterback come off the board, Drew Brees. All right. So obviously there is a bit of a run. There's Russell Wilson coming off the board. That's number 6. So all right. So Brandon Cooks off the board. So it's interesting. It's interesting to see what's happening here as far as the draft order, because it's not following the traditional order. We got a lot of people reaching. I think my taking Freeman kind of freaked people out. So that's good. It sets them on edge. It makes them, it gets them all confused, and they're not sure what to do. Now, if we wait on a tight end, I just want to see who else is out there. So if we look at tight ends, Trey Burton just doesn't interest me just because he doesn't offer any value. Kyle Rudolph's okay, but he hasn't been doing real good with Kirk Cousins. Now, Jack Doyle, I could wait till the 9th round to take him. He offers okay value, right? This guy's not going to be a blockbuster, right? But he's going to get 100+ targets, and he's definitely one of my later round targets. Because I don't, if I pass on Olsen, he probably will not make it till the 6th. Who knows? Maybe he will. So But, also before the picks, I just like to scan the top of the board to see who's getting ignored, right? I mean, look, Doug Baldwin, he's 37th on the board. We're now at pick 53. He's still sitting there. He's getting totally ignored. At some point, he's going to be worth the pick to someone. And there's Marshawn Lynch just came off. And so I am really, really debating this, man. I'm just not sure if I want to go Olsen or Ingram. I mean, I love Olsen. But Ingram would just be a category killer. And I can start 4 running backs. That's the other thing I can do, because we got 2 flex positions in this league. I can literally start all 4 of these guys on the same week. That would be awesome. Look at this. Someone's taking Coleman. Ingram's still sitting there, and they're taking Coleman. That just doesn't make any sense. So let's see what's happening here. So who do the expats take? They've already got one of everything. And they took a second wide receiver. Okay, so that's good. So now it's to me. Oh, jeez, man. I'm just not sure what to do. So you got Greg Olsen right there. He maybe possibly could fall to me. I'm afraid that Mike Hanbury is going to take Ingram, though, because he's a big Saints guy. So I'm betting he will not be available by the next pick. So I'm going to take a gamble. I'm going to totally gamble here. Let's see if it pays off in the end. But I'm going to take Ingram and watch everybody lose their shit. So that's my 4th running back, Mark freaking Ingram. So I love it. Kirk Cousins just came off the board, another quarterback. All right, so that's actually pretty good. So that means Greg Olsen might still be there for the 6th round pick. Doug Baldwin finally comes off the board, 57, 20 places after his when he was originally picked. Rex Burkhead, who I've never ever taken New England running back before pick 100. Man, that is just a fool's errand. So I think that is. Yeah, and that's just nuts. But, if we miss on Olsen, we'll target Doyle in the 9th round, and we'll probably get him. Because I don't think there's a whole lot of buzz about him. But like I said, I think he's a solid choice, not a great choice, right? Nobody is really a great choice at tight end, especially in this kind of league where it's, it's a standard points league and points per first down. There's just not a lot of volume for tight ends, so you don't want to spend too much on him. Allen Robinson comes off the board, 59th. All right, so all the guys who've been left behind are getting taken. Josh Gordon's still sitting there, though. He's still sitting there. More than a full round after he was at the top of the list. You can see here that we've got Jimmy Graham and Evan Ingram ahead of us. I hate both those guys this year. Jimmy Graham, I just think he feels past his prime, and Green Bay does not feature the tight end. They have a couple of great plays to the tight end every year that make the highlight reel, but they do not utilize the tight end. Last year, it was Bennett. Bennett was the tight end who came in there, and everyone was saying, "Oh, he's going to be huge with Aaron Rodgers throwing him balls." And he didn't do anything, right? So I don't want him. And then Evan Ingram is someone who I'm also not interested in, just because there's so much other offensive talent on that team, and he really benefited last year because OBJ wasn't there. But now OBJ is back, and you got Saquon Barkley, who's totally going to take, he's going to take up 70 or 80 targets this season. So there's not going to be nearly as much volume for Evan Ingram as there usually is, as there was last year. He was in a good situation last year, and he took advantage of it. But I think he's going to be a tremendous disappointment to anybody who takes him. So we got, oh man, where is Chris? He didn't make the draft tonight, and he took Josh Gordon by default. So I hope he's happy with this team. But let's go ahead and see what else is happening here. So if we look to, obviously if, we're in the 6th round now. So if we get Greg Olsen, which I think we actually have a pretty decent chance to get him. I'm fairly confident we're going to be able to get him. But if he doesn't, no one here is really knocking me out. So, Funches is okay. Robert Wood, I don't know. we'll see what we'll see who one beer away from a lifetime ban. Is totally known for his deep ball. All right, so Dongs are taking their time here. I thought they would be on auto pick right now because he's not even on. But you don't have to wait to say. And you know, when you auto draft these things, man, you're getting what nobody else wants. That's essentially what it comes down to. After like the first 3 or 4 rounds, you're basically getting the left behinds. So Jimmy Graham just came off. Okay, so. Hopefully that does not translate. Now the Rocky Mountain, Big Green is before us. They have not taken a tight end yet. Shoot. So Robert Woods comes off the board. All right. So we'll see what Evan Engram comes off the board. Oh boy. Now Big Green, just don't take a tight end. Don't take Olsen. Don't take him. Don't take Olsen. That's all I'm asking. I took a gamble here. Okay, so Chris was on and then he jumped off. So, all right. So let's see here. Come on, don't take Olsen. Don't take him. Don't do it. Don't do it, Big Green. I'm counting on you to make the right decision. Yes. Oh, yes. Dang, this is good. Thank you, Greg Olsen. Oh my gosh. See, I gambled and I won. And that is perfect. So just letting the draft come to me. So let's see how many 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's my count. Okay, yes, so that is correct. So again, we're still waiting. Like I said, when the 11th quarterback comes off the board, we will take the next quarterback. So let's see what. And so with Rocky Mountain Expats, they took a second tight end. Oh, they're nuts. Oh, Craig, why did you take a second tight end? Did you take a second tight end, Craig? Oh, that's just terrible. I feel so bad for Craig. You try to help him out, and he's been a perennial underachiever in fantasy football. He'll have his streaks, but then he just fades by the end of the season, and he just refuses to get any better. It disappoints me. I want him to do better. And look, Trey Burton just came off, so please enlighten us. All right, so we're just riffing here. So, all right, so let's look at the 7th round. Let's see what's going on in the 7th round. Man, I'm just getting every single player I want, which is freaking awesome. Now, of course, the highest value player of this round is Tevin Coleman. He's not available. He was taken like 3 rounds ago. It's nuts. I don't even know why you take him that early. Sammy Watkins, I would love as my second wide receiver. I think he's got an extremely high touchdown capability. That offense is going to be high powered. He is on a new team, but shoot, he has the potential. I'm not saying he can do it, but he's got the potential to be a top, a wide receiver 1. So I would love to take him with my next pick. You can see here, running backs, not a whole lot of running backs available. Coleman's gone. Kerryon Johnson doesn't really thrill me. He's in a crowded backfield right now. But Sammy Watkins would be my favorite choice. You notice that the list is starting to thin out a little bit. There's not as many good players, right? So, we're just making do with what we got. But, yeah, I love Sammy Watkins. If Sammy somehow gets taken before my next pick, I don't really want any of these other guys. Kupp could be good. I think Kupp could be really decent. That's going to be a high-powered offense, and he gets a lot of red zone targets as well. Both these guys are red zone guys, right? So I think that would be either one would work out really nice. So let's see here. Oh, look, Delaney Walker came off, another tight end. So we got a lot of tight ends. A big run on tight ends. So let's see here. Oh, and did I see who did Big Green? Hold on, I got to go back and look at Big Green again. So they took a quarterback. They've got they got 3 running backs and 2 wide receivers. Okay, that's right. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so now it's my turn. All right. So let's go. I think we need to go Sammy Watkins. And Cooper Kupp's right there too, right? So we take him. I'm going upside here. I think Sammy Watkins, just because he's just really good in the red zone. So let's go ahead. I'm going to take Sammy Watkins as my second wide receiver. So that's not a bad combination. I like that combination. So let's move. Okay, and then Big Green took another wide receiver, so he's got 3 wide receivers. Who did Rocky Mountain Expats take? They took Kerryon Johnson. Okay, so he took a second running back. So now let's go on to the 8th round. Let's see what we got going on in the 8th round. So okay, so you can see Sammy Watkins here. That means he's a borderline player for me for the next round. So I just took him early. I'm okay with that. Now, okay, so here's another running back that could be interesting. Peyton Barber of Tampa Bay. He has completely outplayed Ronald Jones, and he's got a high reliability, not great consistency though, right? But he was always in kind of a backup role, but he offers really nice value at this point of the draft. So I think he might be worth the pick. Let's see what other running backs are available in this round. Adrian Peterson, not really interested in Adrian Peterson. Let's look at wide receivers. I'm not really interested in any of those guys either. Pierre Garçon, I don't want. He's too old. Julian Edelman, I don't want to deal with him. So I think if we went there. Now, have any other... see, Ronald Jones came off first. That's interesting. I mean, people are still really high on Ronald Jones, but he just hasn't shown. Okay, so I see Stafford and Roethlisberger came off. So we're now at 9 quarterbacks off the board. So once we hit 11, we'll look at quarterbacks. So let's see here. Ronald Jones, that's surprising. Jamal Williams, not really thrilled. Michael Crabtree, I freaking hate. I hate the Ravens offense. I just don't want anything to do with it until Flacco is gone. Now, okay, so look who's coming up here. Mahomes, right? I really like Mahomes, right? I really, really like his upside. Rivers I like too, right? I think I might need to grab a quarterback this round, because if I wait too much longer, there's not as great of options. I just love the upside that Mahomes offers, and I think he could be really huge, like offensive player of the year, huge. And I already got Watkins, so why not double up, right? So Mahomes, is he scheduled to go in this round? Is this the round that he's scheduled to go? No, but see, Roethlisberger is already gone. So if I want Mahomes, I got to take him now and see. Oh, look, Rivers is still available too, but I think Mahomes has more upside. So I'm going to go with the young gunslinger out of Kansas City. So I'll take him as my quarterback. That's my quarterback. Yay! I took him in the 8th round. Didn't really want to take him that early, but so many quarterbacks have come off the board already. I don't want to wait too long. So let's go to the 9th round. We don't need to worry about our quarterback. We don't need to worry about tight ends. We're just going to load up on nothing but running backs and wide receivers for the rest of this game. So now coming up on the next round, who's the best value player for us to target? Tariq Cohen is the best value player for us to target. Look at that value number. That is outstanding. 5-star outlook. 5 out of 10 consistency, which is not the best, but that was under the old regime, right? Now he's being utilized. He's going to be utilized more under this new regime in Chicago. High reliability. I love this option. I love going for Tariq Cohen. Peyton Barber will also be good. Let's see here. Duke Johnson, he's okay. Right, Ronald Jones already gone. Someone took him early. Sucker. I mean, I don't even know why you touch him right now. See, here's when we would target Jack Doyle. Is Jack still on the board? Let's see if anyone's taken him. He has not been taken. See? So, we could have waited, but quite frankly, I'm very, very happy with our tight end, Greg Olsen. I just love him. He's just fantastic. So we still have our 5 bench slots to fill, plus the defense and the kicker. So let's go ahead and look up Tariq. Oh, Tariq was already taken. Darn it. People are reaching like crazy. How about Peyton? Peyton Barber already taken. See, people are nervous, man. I made them all nervous with when I was taking those running backs early. So, all right. Well, we can look to see who else is available. What about wide receivers? And we can look at not even any good wide receivers in the 9th round. So let's kind of see. Well, let's take a look here. Who is sitting on the? We could use another wide receiver. We really do need one. Robbie Anderson's still there. He'd be a good choice. Even though he only has a 1-star rating, he is the wide receiver 1. So I think he'd be good just as a flex position player. Alshon Jeffrey's dealing with shoulder issues. I don't want to deal with him. Jordy Nelson, too old. Kenny Stills is great. I do like Kenny Stills, but that's a little early for Kenny Stills, right? I think we can target him in the 10th. Yeah, he's a 10th round pick. All right, so let's look at the running backs. Let's see if I can find myself a decent running back since my favorite choice is already gone. Crowell's okay. We're after pick 100 too, so Sony Michel would be a good choice. Duke Johnson's okay. Chris Thompson's injured. Adrian Peterson's there, right? So, there's a lot of injured players right in here. Aaron Jones is not injured, though. He's just suspended, and truly, he's the best running back in that backfield, and I think he will easily surpass Jamal Williams once he comes back from his suspension, just because he's just a flat-out better player, right? So you can see here, Wentz came off, Garoppolo came off, so all these quarterbacks coming off. But we don't need to worry about it anymore. We got our quarterback, and I'm very happy with the selection that we got. So going upside here, so I very much like how this team is rounding out. So let's grab one of these guys. Sony Michel, boy, again, he'd be our 5th running back. So he's back. He's participating in some positional drills. He's not ready to go yet, but I don't need to worry about it, man. I've already got 4 guys. Well, I got 3 guys. The other guy is also on suspension. But Sony Michel, I think, could be big this year. Oh, who do I want to take? Clearly, he offers more upside than Aaron Jones. So we'll just have to see if he makes it to my next pick. I don't even know if he'll still be available. Where is Sony Michel here? He might be. Oh, look at him. He's way down here. Okay. I think we'll need to target him. Look, Phil Rivers is still on the board. That's interesting. Marcus Mariota is still on the board. Andrew Luck's still on the board. But I'm never going to take a second quarterback. You don't need to. Like, for instance, if you get the crappiest quarterback, you don't want to start him this weekend, just go grab Andy Dalton off the waivers. He's playing Indianapolis. Terrible, terrible defense. He's going to be he's going to have a great weekend. He's going to have a great week. So just go grab him. I mean, there's really no reason to stockpile quarterbacks. Last year, you had guys like Alex Smith. You had Jared Goff. You had who else? Deshaun Watson. I mean, all these guys emerged, right? And they all became every week starters. So, you don't need to spend a lot of draft capital on a quarterback because there's so many, and there's a lot of good ones. So you don't need to worry about it. Just wait to see what happens. So just waiting for these guys to figure out what they're going to do. So Alshon Jeffrey finally got taken at 98th. I think that's just a fool's errand. I don't think he's going to do anything this year. He's going to be injured the whole year. I mean, how can you grab a ball in the air and land on your shoulder when you had surgery on it 6 months ago? You can't do it, man. Tyler Lockett, Seattle. Now that's an upside pick, but that is super early for Tyler Lockett. I think it's Phil Rivers finally got taken at 101st. All right, Rocky Mountain Expats took Duke Johnson. Great. So everybody just ignored Sony Michel. So I'll take Sony as my 5th running back, and then let's look at Kenny Stills in the next round. I'll just as our 3rd wide receiver. He's good. I mean, he's good enough. He's going to get the volume, and Devontae Parker's injury is going to miss at least the first 2 games. I'm loving this team. I am loving it. Who are the other wide receivers we might want to consider? Jordy Nelson, I'm not really interested in. Randall Cobb, I'm not really interested in either. I think Randall Cobb's fade. He's a fade, man. I'd much rather have Geronimo Allison. I could pick up Geronimo on my very last pick. I think he's got more upside. Sterling Shepard's a nice choice too. Get a piece of that Giants offense. He's a solid player. But as far as who do I like the best, high reliability, 4-star outlook, best value is definitely Kenny Stills. So, oh shoot, and he got taken. Darn it, because I was talking about it and he heard me. He heard me through that. So, bummer. Shoot. Well, that kind of bums me out. Because Kenny Stills has been one of my favorite picks when I'm mock drafting in these sort of rounds. But let's see who else is available. Let's go wide receivers, and let's see who's sitting on the board right now. Jordy, Julian, Kenny Galladay, Mike Williams. There's an upside pick that might be worth the pick. Keenan Cole. This guy's the number 1 in Jacksonville since Marquise Lee got injured, so that could be a good choice too. Looks like Sterling Shepard also got taken, so and I'm guessing it's probably by the Santa Fe Giants. That's what I'm guessing. He's stocking his team full of Giants players. But Mike Williams, that's a nice upside play. But Keenan Cole, he is the number 1 man. He is Cole and Moncrief, but Moncrief's new to the team, so as far as I'm concerned, Keelan Cole is the number 1 on that team. So let's go ahead and grab the number 1 for Jacksonville, and we'll see what happens with that. But this draft is going great. I love it. I'm loving this draft so much, and this is just so much fun. Oh, but look at his placement, 144. Do I really need to get him now? I don't think I do. Let's look at running backs. Adrian Peterson is still sitting there, man. Okay, Aaron Jones is still sitting there. You know what? I'm gonna wait on those wide receivers. Let's go ahead. Let's grab Aaron Jones. Get our 6th running back, and I think we should fill our final 3 spots with wide receivers, but we'll see what running backs are still available. So let's see here. So who? Eric Ebron, the tight end. Okay, so Big Green took the tight end, and let's see who the Rocky Mountain Expats take. So. Oh, someone took Keelan Cole. Darn it, man! Someone's looking at my app. That's what's going on. Rocky Mountain Expats took another wide receiver. Okay. All right. So let's just look at the running backs. No, let's look at the wide receivers. We really need to beef up our wide receiver core. We're kind of thin there. So, Mike Williams would be an option. Rashard Matthews would be a decent option too. Tennessee, yeah, I like him. Kelvin Benjamin is a fantastic value play, man. I mean, I just like it. Let's look at the 11th round. Let's see what's going on. So Kelvin Benjamin, right? His outlook isn't great. His consistency isn't great. His reliability isn't great, right? But look at his value. His value is great, okay? To get him this late in the draft is great. Rashard Matthews, though, I think is our pick. Look at that guy. 5 stars, medium reliability, 7 out of 10 consistency, and positive value. Not as good as Kelvin Benjamin, but Rashard Matthews is solid. So I think that should be our target for this next round. Well, we'll just put Kelvin Benjamin on there too and see how it goes. But you can see defenses are coming off now. I'm not interested in defenses. There's again, it's like quarterbacks. There's so much depth, and you could just play the matchups, and that's usually what I end up doing. So let's see what's happening here. And Rashard Matthews is totally back from his injury, right? He's removed from the PUP list. That was on August 26th. But he got that contract extension, that 1-year contract extension, and again, he's the most established receiver on that offense. So I trust him to be able to put up some numbers this year. So they're all good. Let's see who else is here. Mike Williams, I like. Gallup is not really thrilling me. Randall Cobb is there. See. DJ Moore has some upside. Goodwin and Terrell Williams. There's Anthony Miller. That's a guy I might be interested in taking also. And there's D.D. Westbrook of Jacksonville. Of course, we missed out on. I missed out on my Keelan Cole after just talking him up so much. So let's see what happens here. And Denver coming off. Jared Goff, another quarterback coming off. So we're definitely into QB2s now. New Orleans, of course, goes to Mike, the Saint. And good choice, but I'm not surprised, Mike. All right. Let's see who. I'm always interested to see what. Well, it's almost my turn. After my turn, we'll look at and see what else is going on here. But Rashard Matthews gets my vote for this round, and who knows? Might come around. Kelvin Benjamin might still be sitting there too. I'd love to have those two guys. So. Theo Riddick. Who are the expats going to take? He's going to take his time, make me nervous. Case Keenum, he took a second quarterback because you really need to take that. All right, so the wide receivers in front, Galladay, Williams. I'm going to go with the sure thing. Rashard Matthews is going to get the volume. So he is our. So you're our third. Oh, he is our third wide receiver. So we're a little thin at wide receiver, but you know what? I'm okay with it. I think we're going to get some decent play here before the end of the draft. So let's move up to the 12th round. Kind of see. So there's Rashard Matthews again. Is the guy who would be on the cusp of being gone by our next pick. Keelan Cole already gone. That just really bumps me out. Okay, so who else is there? Tyler Lockett, he got taken super early. See, this is when he's normally going the 12th round. When he get taken like the 7th or 8th round, it's ridiculous. That's just that's terrible, terrible play. Even if he does great, which he's got great value, you're losing all the value by taking him so early. You're losing all that value. You want to wait as long as possible to get these guys. Let's see here. Yeah, none of these guys were doing anything for me. But let's see who else. We don't really need another running back. Nah, none of those guys thrill me. Okay, so we'll grab the best available wide receiver we can find. Maybe, possibly, somehow, some way, Kelvin Benjamin will make it back to us, but I doubt it. He is buried pretty deep, though. I'm guessing most players are not seeing him. Because if we pull up the entire list, he's way down. Look at this. Andrew Luck still has not been taken. That is crazy. Oh, we just got taken. George Kittle, tight end. Rashad Penny still hasn't been taken. Now, that's interesting. That might be a play also. I mean, why not? Just go for it. The nice thing about these late round picks is if they don't work out, it doesn't really hurt your team. It doesn't impact your team at all. Keep him for like a month and see if he can establish himself in that offense. But really, for the most part, I'm really not interested in the Seattle offense at all. I just don't. Oh, and look, he just got taken. Well, it doesn't matter anyway. Tyler Eifert. You got tight ends, and there's the Houston defense. Yeah, C.J. Anderson, his role is really faded, man. Christian McCaffrey has basically taken over that backfield, so that's interesting. I'm interested to see what happens in that backfield this year. If Christian McCaffrey can really handle a full workload, a full 3-down workload, I'm not sure he can, but we'll see. I was really big on C.J. Anderson because I thought he's taken over the Jonathan Stewart role, and. But we'll see what's happening here. Anyone else interesting? There's Eli. Eli's still sitting there. I'm surprised the Giants haven't taken him yet. Charles Clay, Buffalo tight end. That's actually a decent tight end pick for super late. But again, it's probably a second tight end. You don't need to have a second tight end. There's no reason to have it. Who took it? Anti-Huskers. All right. So they took. Okay. So Big Green took a kicker. All right. And for me, look at that. Kelvin Benjamin made it back to us, man. So let's just go ahead and take him. I love that. Okay. And let's move on to the 13th round and see what we could get. Let's see here. If we look at wide receivers, who's kind of the best? Nothing great there. We could take what I think we'll look for is just a high upside rookie maybe, and yeah, you can see here there's just not anybody worth mentioning here. These are all just scrubs. Austin Eckler, the backup for Melvin Gordon, not interested at all. So okay, so I think we'll just look for best available, and I do like the idea of getting at least one more wide receiver, although 4 is pretty good. But who could we target that would be good? Anthony Miller. I like that choice. Let's see here. Cobb finally comes off the board at 143. That's actually pretty good value on him. You got D.D. Westbrook. Maybe has a little something, but I doubt it. Danny Amendola. No one here. Cortland Sutton. I love Cortland, but got to wait for room needs to be made for him before he's going to become fantasy relevant. But he's really nice. But I like Anthony Miller. He's getting lots of positive buzz from camp, so I'm good with that. That would fill out our bench. Right? It'll fill out our bench, and then all that will be left is the defense and the kicker, which will be my final 2 picks. So that's pretty good. Man, let's review my team. I just want to take a look at it here. Let's pull it up. And where am I? Where is Doom? There we go. Doom. All right. So quarterback Patrick Mahomes, wide receivers Devontae Adams, Sammy Watkins, Rashard Matthews, and Kelvin Benjamin. I like that. For our running backs, oh man, I love our running backs. David Johnson, Royce Freeman, Joe Mixon, Mark Ingram, Sony Michel, and Aaron Jones. That is so good. It's so good. Of course, we got a lot of guys on suspension there, but once they come back, holy crap, that's going to be good. So I'm just loving that. I love this team. I think this is a championship caliber team that I built here. So we got good value on the wide receivers. We got a great stable of running backs. Again, I can run 4 running backs each week. That is going to be key to just kicking some serious butt. So hopefully we will get my final choice for wide receiver, because I like the upside of Anthony Miller way more than I like Allen Robinson, man. So I think he could be one of those key players. Someone like last year when I picked up Thielen, right? I picked up Thielen in like the 9th or 10th round or something like that. The year before I took Michael Thomas in like the 14th round when he was a rookie. So there's these deep value guys that have significant upside, and I want to definitely take advantage of that. So who else is coming off here? Well, C.J. Anderson finally came off. Let's see. And Angry Dwarves is having a fit, trying to figure out what they're going to take with their next pick. So, but this is great. I'm thrilled right now. I'm just like walking on clouds. And usually when I play fantasy football, my second draft is my best draft by far. My best team is always my second draft. And so I think I built it here, man. I can't believe I got David Johnson in the 7th. That's the 7th pick. That was just key. And then, betting on Greg Olsen and getting him in the 6th round, that was awesome. That's great value there. Oh man, so I'm just like thrilled. And kickers are coming off, so I'm not worried about it. DJ Moore, I'm just not convinced that Cam Newton can make any wide receiver viable except for the tight end. Greg Olsen is his number one target, and I don't think anyone else can surpass that. So, I'm not too worried. Mr. Trubisky comes off. See all these people taking second quarterbacks, just you're wasting a bench slot. We only have 5 bench slots in this league. Why do you want to clog up one of your spaces with a second quarterback? You don't need to. There's no reason. All right, back to us. All right, so let's see here. Let's go Anthony Miller. I like it. Josh Doxson just isn't reliable enough for me to count on. And, Anthony Miller. That's who we wanted. That's who we're going to get. And now let's look at defenses. See who's still on the board. I love New England. Love Chicago. Love Pittsburgh. All those guys are great. If things don't go my way and they all fall off the board before my next pick, which I doubt, because a lot of defenses have been taken. How many have been taken? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so 8 defenses have been taken already. So I like all 3 of those guys. Atlanta, I think, is a good choice. I could always just take the Cincinnati defense on week 1 and just stream them. But I would love to stick with New England. They always field a quality team. It's going to be a quality team. Chicago has tremendous upside as well. So since that acquisition of Khalil Mack, right? So that's a very buzzy choice, though. We haven't seen him play yet. He just joined the team like on Monday or Sunday or something. So he hasn't had a chance to learn the playbook yet. So I think that's more of an emerging good choice, but it just gets all sorts of buzz. So Houston just came off. All right. And Ricky Seals-Jones, second T2. Again, why would you waste a bench slot on a second tight end? You only have 5 spaces. You've got to maximize your key players, your wide receivers, and your running backs. That's your bread and butter. These other guys, Ricky Seals-Jones isn't any better than any of the other running backs, any of the other tight ends that are going to be on the waiver wire. He's not going to be any better than them. So there's no strategic advantage to taking a second tight end. There's a kicker came off. Booker came off. 159th. That's interesting. Who took him? Anti-Huskers. Okay. So Latavius Murray came off. That's actually the one backup that I would consider taking. Josh Brown. Okay, look at that. Look at that. We got our choice. Oh, boy. I just love them all. Pittsburgh or New England. Who do I want? I think I got to go New England. I think they're just a solid team all around. They always field a quality team. So, and then all we have left to do is we have to take a kicker, and so I'm betting he's going to be gone. Mason Crosby would be like my number 1 choice, just because I'm a CU buff, and so is Mason Crosby. But he will probably be gone because we have lots of people who went to the University of Colorado in this league, including the Santa Fe Giants, who are the next pick, and I bet they will take Mason Crosby. But Matt Prater's a great choice. Harrison Butker's a great choice. Who else do we got? We got Graham Gano, Brandon McManus, Daniel Carlson. That's the best offense on the board. Mason Crosby's good too, but I would consider Daniel Carlson for sure. Should Mason Crosby be taken before my pick? But overall, man, I'm just super thrilled with this. So this is just happy days for me. Happy days. And I appreciate you watching this whole thing. This is a long, boring video. It's really long, but I wanted you to just get a sense of how was I finding players? What were we doing? What happens when your first choice is gone? You can see how my app just makes it so easy. You're just cruising through the draft. You find your favorites. Maybe a better guy's available, so you take the better guy, right, from a previous round. That's all there is to it. Harrison Butker. He's going to kick our extra points this year. Pittsburgh came off. All right. Oh, and it looks like... Oh, yeah. It looks like... who took... Corey Clement. Oh, yeah. Who took Crosby? Let's see. Oh, it was the Giants. Gosh. I know these guys so well. Of course he took the Giant. Of course he took him. All right. Oh. Where is he? Daniel Carlson. Let's cue him up. And Matt Prater's also a good choice. We'll see who's still available. Someone's taken the third running back from Denver. Why would you even bother? Who did that? Will Meredith. Okay. All right. So it's almost my pick. Oh, and of course Daniel Carlson got taken, but that's okay. Matt Prater is actually my favorite choice there. So let's go ahead and take Prater. Love it. Love it. Love the team. Love it tremendously. This is an awesome team. Mahomes, Adams, Watkins, David Johnson, Royce Freeman, Greg Olsen, Joe Mixon, Mark Ingram, Sony Michel, Aaron Jones, Rashard Matthews, Kelvin Benjamin, and Anthony Miller. Matt Prater in New England. Oh my God, this is just like it's like a dream team. I don't think I could ask for a better team from the 7th position. This is just killer. I'm very interested to see what Yahoo thinks of this team. They better rate it good because this is a damn fine team. I'm just like, hey, they had just better. They better not savage me again because I just killed it. So anyway, I'm going to pause the video. I'm going to come back when Yahoo has their ratings, and we'll see what they say and what they think. All right?